Hi everyone, Happily Average Racer here. Welcome to our top 10 cars of 2023. Two videos. Part 1 will be cars 10, 9, 8, 7 and 6. And then obviously part 2 will be the top 5 cars of the year. And to be perfectly honest, apart from the top 3 cars, you can interchange any of the other cars on any given day of the week. Number 10 could be number 7 or number 4. But basically pick any of these cars, you'll have a great experience. So let's kick it off with our number 10 car.
And here is our number 10 car, guys. It's the Radical SR3 XXR by URD. URD have done some absolutely fantastic mods over the years for Assetto Corsa, and this is just one of them. It's super high quality stuff. This thing's an absolute rocket ship. Little oversized go-kart, if we're being honest. Revs its head off, eats corners up. Laps Nordschleife for under 7 minutes. There's a bit of a YouTube challenge thing going on early in the year. And just absolutely eats the corners up. Of course, with the open cockpit, you can really feel and see everything going on around you. The sense of speed's very good. And of course, it's by URD, one of those guys that do really high quality work, so you don't have to worry about the force feedback and how the car drives. It's going to be a great experience. As I said, on any given day, this car could be up a lot higher as well on our list. But for the moment, it's going at number 10 for 2023. And coming in at number 9 on our list is not just one car, but a collection of cars. It's the GT3 cars from Race Sim Studios. And of course, if you played AC for any length of time, RSS needs absolutely no introduction. Most people would have tried out their Formula Hybrid car, which is superb, and they do a heap of retro F1 mods, there's some NASCAR stuff, all sorts of things. Basically, if you see an RSS mod, you just throw your money down, and you know it's going to be money well spent. These guys do an amazing job. There's a whole collection of GT3 cars, or GTM they call them here, and they've got slightly different names from their real-life counterparts, just for a bit of copyright. So there's a Mercedes, BMW, Lamborghini, which is called a Lanzo here in the game. I think they just released a Aston Martin as well, very recently, and so these are just amazing, because I'm not a fan of ACC at all. Don't like how it drives. The force feedback's horrendous, the curb physics are horrendous, basically just a horrible game. But if you buy these cars, and with all the traction you get with ACC, you can absolutely have your own version of ACC, and it will drive a whole heap better. It's got fantastic weight through the steering wheel. It's just, that's the biggest thing. You can feel what it's doing. If the weight change, you can absolutely feel it as you go through the corner. And if you jump from this into ACC, you'll realise how dead ACC is in terms of its feedback. I think these cars work out probably $7 or $8 Australian each, but certainly well worth it. And again, can't go wrong with any of the cars. I've just happened to pick the Lamborghini here, but you can pick any of the 4 or 5 GT3 cars they've done. You'll be having yourself a great time. Alright, the next 3 cars here, starting at number 8, all from Automobilista 2. We're here in the Formula USA 2023, which of course is the current iteration of the Indy cars. And this is a fantastic effort from Reza Studios with this car. There was of course a fantastic mod by Chaos Modding that came out early in the year, also simulating a modern Indy car. And if it wasn't for this official content here, that mod would have made the list as well. And to be totally fair, you could swap out this car with any of the other Formula USA cars that Reza have done. There's a heap of Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 they call them, which are from the early 90s, mid-90s through to the early 2000s. All those cars are absolutely fantastic as well. I've just picked this one because it's the modern version. Absolutely brilliant. It works really well, of course, with the 1.5 update, which is when this sort of coincided to be released with. It really showcases that brand new time model that came out a couple of months ago. And of course, Laguna Seca looking fantastic as always. Here we are with our number 7 car on our list, the Formula Junior. This also came out early in the year with the 1.5 update to showcase those brand new tyre physics. And you'll certainly test that stuff out, as you'll be sideways quite a lot with this thing. Very little horsepower, very skinny tyres, and the way to go fast is to get it sideways through the corner and keep it that way. Keep that speed up as much as you can. These cars are really great as well for racing online against your friends. Get great wheel-to-wheel action. As I said, very little horsepower. It's a 1 litre engine, 116 horsepower I believe. So it's all about keeping that momentum up through the corners. And again, just showcasing Reese, especially that retro stuff. You look at the interior of this car, so detailed and beautiful. The braiding there on the hose on the front suspension, mirrors, love them. And of course you get a great sense as well with the circuits that you're back there. This is Kyle Army 1976. Very little in the way of fencing, big high curbs. Again, Reza with all their retro content. Cars and Tracks do an absolutely fantastic job taking you back to where they want you to be. And this thing's no different. Just absolute buckets of fun. Sounds great too, great bauble when you come off the throttle there as the car backfires. Get way loose there. With our gears mixed up there. And again, any of these cars in this 10 through 6 in our first part of this video, you could really interchange up to about number 4. So the top 3 are pretty much locked in. With these bottom cars, on any given day, this thing could be number 4 quite easily. Here's our final car in part 1 of our top 10 cars of 2023. At number 6, it's the Formula HiTech, again in Automobilista 2. So these cars are based on the early 1990s F1 cars. It was absolutely mental in terms of the technology they tried to throw at the vehicles. So these things had everything, launch control, traction control, ABS brakes, semi-automatic and fully automatic gears. The boffins, or the tech heads, just put everything they possibly think of. Very little rules. Certainly a lot of the drivers weren't happy with it. Senna being one of them. He liked the old days of manually driving the car. He felt that the electronics were taking over far too much. Active suspension in these things as well, so they have almost like a DRS type system where you can stall the rear wing by changing the attitude of the front of the car. And so it also coincided with some track pack releases too. They got retro versions of Interlagos 91, Montreal, where we are here, and Barcelona 91 as well. Again, super amount of attention to detail, as you would expect with these cars. Lots of fun. They really are the embodiment of a video game car. I said it in my other video, all you need on the front of these is some lasers to take out your opponents with, and you'll be absolutely set. So thanks for watching, guys. That was part 1. We'll release our top 5 cars in the next week. I hope you check that one out as well.